I have a problem. I love to shop. I love clothes, I love fashion, I love the idea of putting new outfits together for Instagrams. I'm like literally obsessed. I feel like I'm always shopping, whether it's physically shopping, online shopping, or just like in my free time scrolling through like Topshop, Forever 21 websites, see what's new. I'm always shopping. Instagram does not help with this. Searching for the best pieces has become one of my favorite hobbies, and I break it down into 3 easy steps. The style. What is trendy? What am I looking at on Instagram? What are other people wearing around me? What do I like? What don't I like? What, all of that. Like basically, what style am I looking for? Number 2 is the fit. Now this is the hard part, because I feel like when something becomes trendy, each retailer sells it. Whether you have gingham or off the shoulder or bodysuits, every retailer starts carrying them, and then you have to decide which ones you want. Lastly, the third one is the price. Now, I love clothing. I'm only a college student. I work a basic minimum wage job in a retail store. I do not have disposable income to be throwing my money at high-end designers, but Forever 21, H&M, Zara, Topshop make this ridiculously easy for me. I am able to see what is trendy, what I want to buy, everything, and go immediately into those stores and be able to cross everything off my list, whether the style, the fit, the price, because on average about a top in Forever 21 costs only $12, which so easy to justify. So easy to justify buying something that is only about $12, $15 why you need it, even if you have a million other things in your closet that look exactly like it. The price makes you want to buy it. But low prices are not realistic. They don't exist, because whatever these retailers are cutting the price of for you, they're making up in other areas, whether this be the facilities that the clothes are being made, the wages that the workers are going to be given. Only 3% of our clothing is made in the United States. That means 97% is outsourced from other countries. I'm laughing because it's just like so like crazy to me that like everything is so cheap for us, and we just think that we're richer because we're able to purchase all of this clothing. But really it's making us poorer, because we don't need this clothing, and this clothing is not the quality of what we're getting, and this clothing is not the quality for our money. Because I don't know about you, but sometimes like I find a top that I really love, and I feel like I have to buy it in like threes. Like I feel like I have to buy more than one version of it, because I know that that top is only going to last me like 3 or 4 washes before it starts pulling, or you know, shrinking a little bit, or fading. Like that's the reality. Like the price is low, that means the quality is most likely low, because you can't just make clothing, you know, cheaply without cutting the quality. So it's just like, what's the point? I have so much clothing. I have so much clothing, and honestly, like, you look at it and you're going to think, wow, she thinks she doesn't have disposable income to just throw in clothing because of how much I have. But really the truth is like I am able to buy so much excess clothing because it's so cheap. So I see something on Instagram and I think that, oh, you know, that skirt is so cute, like let me go into Topshop, and I'm able to purchase the skirt at a fairly reasonable price. But then I wear the skirt once, and next week that skirt is no longer trendy, and you know, it's not something I want. So what happens to that skirt? It literally just sits in my closet. I have so much clothing, but I feel like I only probably wear about 10% of it at most, and I constantly have new clothing coming in all the time, and it is such a crazy cycle that I'm trying to break. And I feel like a lot of people can relate to this, because you don't have to come from a large money background to feel like this, because everything is so cheap. You can go to Forever 21 with $100 in your pocket and come out with a completely brand new wardrobe. but this wardrobe is not going to last you, and this wardrobe is not sustainable for you or our country or our world or the people making it. That's the problem, because I feel like so overwhelmed with how much clothing I have. And then I just think about, I'm only one person, so I can guarantee you other people feel like overwhelmed with how much clothing they have. And it's just this cycle. And we think that, okay, no problem, like I can just buy this piece and throw it away in 3 weeks and get a new one. Everything that you're throwing away is not like really being like disappearing. It's just disappearing for you, but guess what? It's literally just getting thrown somewhere else. And you might think like, oh yeah, I donate my clothing to Goodwill or Salvation Army or something, but only a small fraction of that clothing gets repurposed or resold at those Goodwill locations. Otherwise, stores like that literally just take everything and they just dump it into third world countries that they feel like those people are going to benefit from. Which, yeah, that's a good idea. However, the rate that we're consuming clothing is so excessive that the people in those countries can't even consume it all. That it's literally just sitting there in giant piles all over, just disintegrating into the ground, releasing chemicals, doing all of this. Like, sorry, this is something that I feel very passionate about, and it's something that is kind of a struggle because I love clothing, and I honestly, like, I know all these facts and I know how bad it is, but I'm still buying this clothing. And it's just like, it's a thought process that I feel like everyone just needs to like realize in themselves and be more conscious shoppers. And that is why I'm making this video, because I want to start a journey that I know is going to be difficult, because I know how much I love fashion and I know how much time I spend shopping and in the environment of clothing. Like, I work in a retail store. I spend a lot of time around clothing, and on Instagram it's hard. On this journey, I want to eliminate as much waste from clothing as I possibly can. This means finding better solutions for your clothing. I really don't think I'm gonna stop purchasing clothing. Like, being a minimalist and having a uniform and all of that, it's just not realistic for me. Like, I love clothing, I love fashion, that's the reality. But what I can do for a better change is find clothing that is going to last me a lot longer. If that means spending more money, well, guess what? I'm going to be more conscious and I'm going to purchase things that I really want, rather than, oh yeah, it's only $20. Like, yeah, I'll get it. Like, if I only wear it once, I only wear it once, you know? If I'm looking at clothing with higher price points, I'm going to be a little bit more cautious of what I'm buying. Another way is to resell my clothing that I don't like. Like I said, a lot of my clothing I've only worn once or twice. It's still in perfect condition. Why not use resources like Poshmark, Tradesy, Depop to share and pass on my clothing to other people that might also like it? This is like the biggest life hack ever, but if you go to Poshmark.com and you type in your favorite brand, so my favorite brand right now is Topshop. Go to Poshmark.com, search Topshop, you will see so much clothing that is literally still sold in Topshop right now, but at a way cheaper price, because people realize like, oh, the return policy, I can't return this, let me sell it there. So like, that's a very good resource to do. That's what I do. I've been trying to shrink my closet by using Poshmark. You can check out the link below, no self promo. But I have been trying to use Poshmark as a way to pass on my clothing, because I know that it's still in great condition and people are still looking for that type of thing. So why not do it that way instead of donating it? Because then at least I know that it's like prolongs the process. And even if that person wears it only 3 times, at least my clothing got to be worn 3 more times before it was donated or whatever happens to it. And I think that's very important. So the whole purpose of this YouTube channel is going to try to be to take you on this journey with me and to take you into a better sustainable lifestyle. And I'm going to try to be as realistic and try to be as honest as possible as I can with you. This is not going to be some overnight thing that, that I'm just going to change overnight and all of a sudden I'm going to stop buying clothes from these retailers and everything. Like, that is not realistic, and I realize that, and that's what you need to realize too, and be a little bit more like lenient. I'm going to be as honest as I can. If I find a good find at Topshop, I'm going to share it, but if I also find a very, very good find at an ethically made consumer, I'm going to share that too. And I think that by having this community and having like myself be accountable by making videos and sharing things that I find, it's gonna make me a way more conscious consumer, and hopefully it can do that too. So, you know, I'll probably try to make videos as frequently as I can. I sell on Poshmark regularly. I do a lot of Poshmark hauls, so you can go ahead and check out all my links below. This is going to be such a crazy and fun process, and I really hope that you stick with me to see where I go and to see how this all turns out. So go ahead and subscribe, and yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video.